What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a person or a band. I'm gonna assume it's a band, and I'm hope I'm right about that. Making their debut on the channel tonight. We have Nano. Yes, indeed. How about that? Nano making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi-boobidi-bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Zafkiel AMV, and Zafkiel wanted to see me react to this. It is Nano with a tune called Bull's Eye. With the separation there and the apostrophe, I'm pretty sure they mean like the eye of a bull, bull's eye. There's the apostrophe number one, and then there's a space between the two, so I'm pretty sure that's the direction they're going. Now, have I heard this before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I have heard this before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Flying Dog, all one word, and the video has 6.9 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Bull's Eye. No idea. Music video. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
There we go. Ooh, that bass. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it for a number of reasons.
I like it!
Number one, the songwriting. It's upbeat, It's aggressive and a little bit of an aggressive feel to it. It pushes, it drives, it feels really good. I'm digging it. Kind of has that new rock feel that a lot of bands had a lot of success with in the early to mid 2000s and even beyond. Even in like the 2010s, you look at bands like, you know, My Chemical Romance or AFI or you know, bands like that. And this kind of sounds stylistically very similar to that kind of style from a chordal progression standpoint, not necessarily by instrumentation, and by what's being played, other than the chordal patterns and the chordal flow and the chordal progression and melodic lines. Now, what's happening within the instrumentation, I'm really digging that, especially the bass, bass player. The bass player, very smooth with some of those lines, man. Those little pickup lines, those little lead-in lines. Yeah, man. Very tasty, very good stuff. Keyboardist too, with that nice piano patch. Sounds really good. I'm digging that. The strings, I don't know if the strings are actually a part of the band. I think they're just there for this one song, possibly. Then again, maybe they are a full-blown orchestra, and that's the whole, you know, band. Maybe they have a 12 to 15 piece string section. That's very possible. But I doubt it. But it is a nice way to fill out the sound. Guitar playing sounds good. A little bit of a twang to it. I like it. It really, that little bit of a twanginess really kind of cuts through and lets the guitar be shown. Vocally, I got no issue with anything she's doing. I believe it's a she. I hope it's a she. Sounds like a she, but I could be wrong about that. I've heard guys sing like that before too, but I don't know, something about the tone of her voice, especially when she went up into that upper delivery, it really makes me believe that's a female. So I'm digging her voice. I think she sounds really good. Her delivery sounds good. Yeah, so far I'm digging this. Let's keep going. Let's see where this goes. Double time feel. That's the straight time. Pause. Okay, couple things I've caught on to. Now, look, anybody who knows me and anybody who's been following the channel for any amount of time knows that I am not a lyrics guy. I'm not, okay? I do not catch lyrics. I do not pick up on lyrics. I am completely incapable of interpreting lyrics. Lyrics go right over my head. So rather than try to focus on them and put all of my effort and energy into trying to just grab a couple of lyrics here and there, I'd rather spend my energy on what I know and what I'm good at, which is music composition, music theory, music interpretation, and music appreciation. So I'm good with the instrumentation, the songwriting, the arranging, all of that stuff. I'm really good at that. So that's what I play to. But even I could not help but notice that she is singing in both English and, I believe, Japanese. She's singing in both languages and she's switching off. And her English is really good. Like, really good. I'm really impressed by her English. As far as her Japanese, I don't know. I don't speak Japanese. I don't know if her dialect is correct. I don't know if her pronunciation is correct. I have no clue. But I'm sure there are people in the comments who will let me know. It sounds good. It sounds right. I don't hear anything that sounds out of place. But then again, when it comes to Japanese language, I am in no way, shape, or form an expert. So I'm gonna have to kind of rely on the commenters to let me know if she's, doing well with her Japanese or not. But I caught on to the English language and I was like, whoa, she's singing in English. And her English sounds good. Like her R's sound like R's and her L's sound like L's and everything is just sounding right. And I'm like, wow, good on her. I really am catching on to something happening within the drumming. The snare placement. Now he's not playing in triplet. He's not playing triplets, but he's catching onto a triplet feel by playing every third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2. So it's eighth notes. Okay. So on every third eighth note, he's hitting on the snare within a 2-measure phrase. So now where is it though? Is it on the second or is it on the third? So it's on it's on the third, the 6th, the 9th, and the 12th, and no, wait, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, 15, 16. Okay. So within a 2-measure phrase, it's going to be 16 eighth notes, right? 8 in one measure, 8 in another. He's playing on the 3rd, 6th, 9th, 12th, and then to come out of it, he's hitting 14, 15, 16 to come out of it. I believe that's how he's doing it. But in any case, he's getting that triplet feel without playing triplets because he's playing on every third eighth note with a lead out of the phrase at the end. Very smart, very cool, and very well executed. And the rest of the band just keeps playing straight. I love that. Gives that little contrast of what the drummer's doing and what the rest of the band's doing. It kind of splits it up a little bit, and I like it because it all fits together at the end. Very well done, very well executed. Let's keep going, shall we? Like the harmonies. Yeah, I dug it. I dug this. Great energy, great drive, great feels across the board. From a songwriting standpoint, I wouldn't say this was an impressive song, but it was a well-written song and just a nice straight-ahead rockin' tune. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Nano with Bull's Eye. This was a request from Zafkiel AMV. Okay, got a score? Let's get to it, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, from a songwriting standpoint, purely from a songwriting standpoint, I would honestly give this a very high 7, like a 7.8, 7.9, okay? Chordally, everything made sense. Melodic lines all made sense. Everything that happened within the songwriting all made sense for the meat and potatoes of the song, okay? Nothing I haven't heard before. I've heard a lot of bands that sound like this, that write songs that sound like this. So I'm not gonna sit here and go, it was impressive, okay? I'm not gonna do that, but solid rock tune without question, and it pulled no punches, and it felt good. It really did. The energy and the drive and the feel of the song, more than anything, is what really kind of sold me on this song. And I would absolutely stand by that 7.8, 7.9, no questions asked, no problem with that. Except for the fact that we had some really exceptional things happening instrumentally. That I understand is part of the songwriting, and I absolutely get it, but when I'm talking about like the chordal progressions and the arrangement of the song, I'm talking about the main song as a whole, okay? There were some highlights here and there though. And the first one I'm gonna talk about, my personal favorite, the bass player. Really had some nice riffs thrown in there as setups, as lead-ins to the next part of the song, the next phrase of the song. Very tastefully done. Not overplaying, but just doing enough to get your attention. And just do enough to make you know, okay, we're finishing up here and we're gonna move on to the next part. And as soon as we did move on to the next part, he would disappear right back into the mix again. Very smart, very well done. And I looked forward to those. You better believe I did. Listen, I'm a bass player. I'm not afraid to admit it. And I love hearing good bass playing. And that bass playing on those lead-ins was really tasty. It was really well done. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. Same thing for the piano. Now the piano was a little more active and wasn't so much as a lead-in, but there were parts where he would go like in the middle of the phrase. He would do like an ascending line with a descending line. Very nicely done. Again, much like the bass player, he would come in, do his little line, and then just as quickly as he entered, he very quickly disappeared as well. Just to kind of give it little accents, little dashes of flavor. You know, as Emeril Lagasse would go, he would go and give it a little bit of bam, and just, you know, bam it. Just go in there and bam it one time, and then he would come out. And then, you know, you're going along, and then here comes Emeril again, bam, and there it is, another piano line. But here's the thing, every time he would do the piano line, it was almost like it needed to be done, because there were points instrumentally where nothing happened for a while, you know, as far as let's have some spotlight, you know what I mean? So when the keyboard player would come in and do those little things, it freshened it up again. It hit the refresh button and made everything fresh again and re-engaged the listener. Very smart, very strategic, and very well done. The guitar playing, if I'm being honest, probably the least impressive instrument in the song. But I'm not saying that as a slight. I'm just saying that as a matter of fact. The guitar player, no soloing. The guitar player, no lead lines at all. The guitar player literally was just playing chords. Now, is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. Especially not in a style of song like this, you know, where you're gonna need an instrument to consistently fill out the sound. Why not be the guitar player? Why not let the piano player have a little bit of the lead? You know, that I don't see a problem with that. And the guitar player did a fine job doing what the guitar player did. I have no issue with it. I think it sounded really good. And I appreciate the effort that the guitar player put out. The strings. Here's where things get interesting. I liked the strings. I think the strings were a great addition. And to be perfectly honest with you, to some extent, I'm gonna say the strings were necessary. They really helped fill out the sound. If they had left it all up to the guitar player, with the guitar player using the twangy tone that it was using, I think the guitar player could have done it, but it wasn't nearly as effective as it would have been with the strings, okay? The strings definitely helped round out the sound. Now, my question is this. Are the strings a part of this band? Are the strings a part of this project? Or were they brought in just for the sake of recording, and when these guys play live, there are no strings? I don't know. I personally think this song needs the strings. Now, we can accomplish this two ways, and there are two ways that we can do it. One, have live strings on stage playing with you live. Absolutely. I am always in favor of that. But I also know that when you have, 12 to 14, 15, 16 string players, and you got to pay all those string players, even if you're paying scale, okay, and you're paying them, let's say, $350 a night for travel days, $500 a night for performances, that money is going to add up real quick, especially on a performance day where you're paying them $500 each for the day. And let's go low. Let's say there's just 12, okay? That is still $6,000 that you got to pay per show night. The worst is the travel days where you're paying them $350 just to sit on a bus, or in their hotel room. You got to pay them $350 not to even play, just to travel. And it's like, whoa. That can get real brutal real quick. That's just money flying out the window. So from a cost standpoint, I can understand why they wouldn't use strings and they would rather use track. I get it. And I would not fault them for it, because it does add up, and it does take a hammer to the financials. And as far as profitability goes for your shows, it goes out the window, especially if you're not playing large shows with a lot of people and charging a premium for it. Track would honestly probably be the smarter way to go. Visually, I think the live strings look better. So it really is kind of a trade-off. You're going to have the visual impact of a live string section there, but there's going to be a cost that comes with that, unfortunately. Or you can go the track route, have a little more of an empty stage, and unfortunately not be as attractive visually. So but it saves you a lot of money. So I don't know, it's kind of give and take. I like the strings, I do. I'm just really curious to know what they do in a live setting. Do they have live strings? Are these string members a part of the band, or are they hired guns? Are they mercs, or are there just no live strings and everything's done with track? I don't know. The drumming on this, I love the drumming, man. The drumming was really good. I love the section like we talked about earlier, where he developed that 3 feel by playing the snare on every 3rd, 8th note. I thought that was really smart, a really good way to come out of it. I figured it out. It was the 3rd, 8th, the 6th, 8th, the 9th, 8th, the 12th, 8th, and then from the 12th, 8th to the 14th and the 16th. So instead of every 3, it became every 2 to lead into the next phrase. So it wasn't 14, 15, 16. It was 12, 14, 16. So, figured that out. It's a very smart pattern, and he didn't overuse it. It's not like he did it every single verse or every single chorus. He used it sporadically, and I like that. Again, just helping to keep re-engaging the listener. But very solid drumming, man, across the board. Really dug what he was doing. Great dynamic awareness from him as well. He knew when to play softer, and he knew when to play louder. The vocalist. I am making an assumption here, and I'm gonna stick to my guns. My gut is telling me that is a female vocalist, and I'm gonna stick to that. If it is a guy, I apologize, but his voice, if that is a he, his voice is very feminine, and it absolutely fooled me. I believe that is a female singing. Great voice, and the fact that she's able to sing in Japanese and English and transition between the two as smoothly as she did, very nicely done. And her English pronunciation is spot on, man. I didn't hear anything off. And now then again, I'm not a lyrics guy, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I could very well be wrong about that, but to my ears, it didn't sound off at all. Great pitch control, great pitch awareness, very accurate. Nice voice inflections, good pronunciation, good diction and vowel formation, great support and projection. I really didn't have any issue at all with her vocals. I thought her vocals were actually another one of the more impressive parts of the song. Very well done. So, like I said, the songwriting as a whole, I would give like the chordal progression, the chordal selection, the melodic line selection, nothing I haven't heard before. And I don't want to say generic. I wouldn't go that far, but I've heard other bands with very similar styles. And I would give the songwriting, like I said, 7.8, 7.9. But because we had those little spotlight showcases from everybody at some point or another, sharing the spotlight and doing it as well and as cleanly as it did. And let's be honest, folks, some of those things were downright impressive. I bumped it up to an 8.4, and I feel good about that score. I did mess around with the score. I started out at the 7.8, 7.9. I'm going to be honest with you, folks, that just did not look right at all. At all. And despite what I felt about the song as a whole. So I started moving it up, and I got up to an 8.4. I tried 8.5, didn't feel right. So I brought it back down to the 8.4. Once I got to the 8.4, I was set. That felt really good to me. So 8.4, that's the final score. That's where I'm at, and that's where we're going to stay. 8.4, final score. I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.